Hi, I'm Ashley Anderson. My chapter is Chapter 9, Alcohol and Tobacco. The objectives I'm going to talk about today is understanding how alcohol works in the body, immediate and long-term effects of alcohol, what constitutes an excessive use of alcohol, why people use tobacco, health hazards of tobacco use, effects of smoking on non-smokers, and combat smoking and how to quit smoking. Alcohol in the body. Alcohol, the intoxicating ingredient in fermented or distilled beverage. A colorless, pungent liquid. Alcohol affects people in different ways. This is due to the way your body absorbs the alcohol and how your body metabolizes the alcohol. BAC, or blood alcohol concentration, is the ratio of alcohol in a person's blood by weight. This takes into effect the person's body weight, percentage of body fat, and gender. Legal BAC limit is 0.08%. Blood alcohol concentration continued. Body weight. A smaller person develops a higher BAC than a larger person drinking the same amount due to the smaller person has less overall body tissue where alcohol can be distributed. Percentage of body fat. A person with higher percentage of body fat will usually develop a higher BAC than a more muscular person of the same weight when drinking the same amount. Alcohol does not concentrate as much in fatty tissues. Sex. Women metabolize less alcohol in the stomach than men because the stomach enzymes are 4 times more active in men than in women. Immediate effects of alcohol. Low concentration of alcohol may be felt as lightheadedness, relaxation, and a release of inhibitants. High concentrations of alcohol may be felt more negatively, like interference with motor coordination, verbal performance, and intellectual functions. Alcohol hangover includes headache, shakiness, nausea, diarrhea, fatigue, and impaired mental functioning. Alcohol poisoning is drinking large amounts of alcohol in a short time and is responsible for more toxic overdose deaths than any other drug. Immediate effects Part 2. Using alcohol with other drugs. The combination of the two are a leading cause of drug-related deaths. Alcohol-related injuries and violence include impaired judgment, weakened sensory perception, reduced inhibitions, impaired motor coordination, increased aggressiveness and hostility. Alcohol and aggression makes up 80% of arrests due to drug and alcohol-related offenses like domestic violence, DUI, public drunkenness, property and drug offenses. Alcohol contributes to 40% of all murders, assaults, and rapes. Alcohol seriously impairs a person's ability to make wise decisions about sex. Long-term effects of alcohol. Because alcohol is distributed throughout most of the body, it affects many organs and tissues. It can affect the digestive system, the cardiovascular system. Too much alcohol can lead to too many problems like cancer, brain damage, or death. Excessive use of alcohol. You can form alcohol use disorders from mild to severe, to where you have withdrawals from it like you do drugs. Binge drinking is a sign of excessive use of alcohol. Alcoholism is a severe case of alcohol use. It can lead to hallucinations and tremens. Tobacco. Tobacco is the leaves of cultivated tobacco plants prepared for smoking, chewing, or use as snuff. People start smoking for a variety of reasons. They usually become long-term smokers after becoming addicted to nicotine. Nicotine is a toxic, addictive substance found in tobacco, responsible for many of the effects of tobacco. The primary reason why people continue to use tobacco is that they have become addicted to a powerful psychoactive drug. Psychoactive drug is a chemical substance that affects the brain's function and change perception, mood, and consciousness. People use tobacco, Part 2. Many researchers consider nicotine to be the most physically addictive of all psychoactive drugs, including cocaine and heroin. Nicotine can relieve symptoms such as anxiety, irritability, and mild depression. Social and psychological factors and genetic factors play a part in why people start smoking. Health hazards of tobacco use. Tobacco adversely affects nearly every part of the body, including the brain, stomach, mouth, and reproductive organs. Tobacco smoke is a toxic mix, which includes acetone, fingernail polish remover, ammonia, hexamine, lighter fluid, and toluene, industrial solvent. Carcinogens, any substance that causes cancer. Co-carcinogens, a substance that works with carcinogens to cause cancer. Benzopyrene and urethane are carcinogens, and formaldehyde is a co-carcinogen. Health hazards Part 2. Additives are what tobacco manufacturers add to cigarettes and other tobacco products to manipulate the taste and effectiveness. Some of the additives are things like sugar, other flavorings, ammonia, potassium citrate, aluminum, and clay. Immediate effects of tobacco use. The beginning smoker often has symptoms of mild nicotine poisoning, including dizziness, faintness, rapid pulse, cold, clammy skin, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. It also stimulates the cerebral cortex and stimulates the adrenal glands to release adrenaline, which accelerates heart rate, elevates blood pressure, and restricts blood flow to the heart. Cerebral cortex is the outer region of the brain which controls complex behavior and mental activity. Long-term effects of tobacco use. Cardiovascular disease is the most widespread cause of death for cigarette smokers, not lung cancer. Stroke, aortic aneurysm, pulmonary heart disease are all forms of cardiovascular diseases. Lung cancer and other cancers are about 30% of all cancer deaths. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which is when smoking permanently damages the lung function, also consists of emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Risk associated with other forms of tobacco use. Smokeless tobacco is when tobacco is held in the mouth and can lead to white or red patches inside the mouth called leukoplakia, or even lead to cancer. Cigars and pipe smoke is more alkaline than cigarette smoke. Users don't need to inhale in order to ingest the nicotine. Can lead to cancer of the larynx, pancreas, and even death. Hookah is puffing flavored tobacco through a water pipe. Has 10 times more CO2 than a single cigarette. Can lead to smoking-related cancers, heart, and lung disease. E-cigarettes. The heat from these produce formaldehyde and diethylene glycol, a toxic chemical in antifreeze. Can lead to inflammation leading to asthma, stroke, and heart disease. Effects of smoking on non-smokers. Secondhand smoke comes in two forms. Mainstream is smoke that is inhaled by smoker and exhaled into the atmosphere. And sidestream, which is smoke that enters the atmosphere from the burning end of a cigarette, cigar, or pipe. 85% of smoke in a room where someone is smoking is sidestream smoke. Third-hand smoke has toxic residues and chemicals that linger on indoor surfaces, curtains, furniture, and in dust. Effects on non-smokers, Part 2. Non-smokers frequently develop coughs, headaches, nasal discomfort, and eye irritation. Infants and children are the most vulnerable to the harmful effects of smoking. Can lead to SIDS, bronchitis, pneumonia, and other respiratory infections. Can also have reduced lung function and fluid buildup and infections of the middle ear. Smoking while pregnant can double the woman's chance of miscarriage or ectopic pregnancy. Baby can suffer from low birth weight, poor developmental test after birth, hyperactivity, and short attention spans when they are older. Combat smoking. Local level actions are taking place by banning smoking in restaurants, stores, workplaces, and even public outdoor areas. Legislation levels actions have put in place the comprehensive smoke-free air laws, which make smoking bans help increase tobacco cessation and reduce tobacco use among adults and youth. Some cities and states have even started bans on e-cigarettes as well. Benefits to quitting can be immediate and long-lasting. The younger they are when they stop smoking, the more pronounced in the health improvements. Options for quitting means behavior changes. Choosing to quit requires developing a strategy for success. Quit cold turkey or slowly. Smoking products that can help you quit are Chantix, Zyban, and nicotine replacement products. Telephone quit lines at HHS has a toll-free number to seek information to help you quit.